Hello and welcome to another episode of SandraStitches. Today we are going to be learning how to work this amazing stitch pattern, which is actually a V-stitch with a variation. And I will show it to you by using this washcloth pattern that you can find the free pattern on my blog or ad-free on Ravelry. So for this washcloth, we are going to start by chaining 25 plus 1. Now, I'm using the Drops Paris cotton yarn, which is a weight 4 yarn, and I'm using 2 strands, so my washcloth can be more sturdy and more thick to absorb more, water and to be more functional. So I'm going to start with chaining 25 plus 1, and then the first row is going to be a single crochet row that you start on the second chain from the hook. I'm not showing everything because I believe you know this part is the beginning part of any pattern. So you chain 25 plus 1 and you start the first row with a single crochet on the second chain from the hook here and 1 single crochet across all the way to the end of the row. So let's finish the first row. This is a really simple crochet stitch that I really love and I use with a lot of my patterns. Because I'm using 2 strands, so I need a big size hook. I'm using a 7mm size hook, but you can use only 1 strand. You can use a bulky or a chunky cotton yarn weight, whatever you choose. You can also use 4 weight, and then you have to adjust the size according to your yarn weight and tension and hook size and everything. So this is our first row. It's a single crochet row. Now for row number 2, we are going to chain 2. For me, chain 2 at the beginning stands for the first stitch. I usually do not chain 3 for a double crochet because then we want the sides to be straight, like here, right? So if you chain 3, sometimes it's not so straight. So I usually chain 2. We're going to chain 2 and turn our work, and we are going to be placing 1 double crochet. This is our first, it counts as our first double crochet. We are going to be placing 1 double crochet in the second stitch, and if you can see here, maybe because it's 2 colors so it's a little bit difficult to see, but every row starts and finishes with 2 double crochet, so it gives the washcloth kind of a frame. So we make 2 double crochet in the beginning, and then we skip 1 stitch and we V-stitch in the next. V-stitch means that we make 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet in the same stitch. This is the V-stitch, okay? I'm going to move this so you can see better. So we skipped 1 stitch, we V-stitch it in the next, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, okay? And then we skip 2 stitches and we V-stitch in the next again. 1 double crochet, let me get some yarn here, chain 1, 1 double crochet. All right, so first we skip 1 and then we skip 2. All right, and we repeat. We repeat by skipping 2. Skip 2, V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Skip 2, V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all the way until the end. Skip 2, V-stitch. Now if you're working with 2 strands like me, so make sure that both strands are equally, the tension, it's equal, so you don't get all kind of bubbles and, doesn't look so nice. So we skip 2, we V-stitch in the next. I like to use 2 strands because it really makes the washcloth very, very thick. And this is the way I like it, but you definitely do not have to. Skip 2, V-stitch, chain 1, V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch, and now we are at the end of our row, so we skip 1 and we work 1 double crochet on each of the last 2 stitches to make the frame as we said at the beginning. So we always start with 2 double crochets, and then we continue our pattern. All right, so we made the row 2. Now row 3, we start 2, chain 2. This is our first double crochet, right? Turn, and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Now, instead of making a V-stitch, again, this is our happy V-stitch, so we are going to be working 3 double crochet inside the V-stitch on the chain 1 space. So we skip everything, and now we're working only in the chain 1 spaces. You don't have to count anything, you just go inside and you work 3 double crochet inside the chain 1 space. Let me get some yarn here. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochet in the chain 1 space. We don't chain and everything between the stitches, and we go inside, we skip everything and we go inside the chain 1 space again and make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And this is what we are going to be working all the way for row 3. 3 double crochet inside each chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Again. Row 3 is the first repeat row. We have 2 repeat rows, so row 3 is the first row for the repeat. Let me get some more yarn. It goes really fast. Okay, so I work only inside the chain 1 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and the last one here inside the V-stitch, inside the chain 1 space, and we finish as we started with 2 double crochet at the end, 1 on each double crochet from the previous row, 1, and on top of the chain 2, right? This is our first double crochet. So row 3 is the first row repeat. Row 4 is the second, so we start with chain 2. I have to get more yarn. We start with chain 2, our first double crochet, and we make 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And now, as you can see, we have these 3 double crochet clusters. So we are going to skip one and place a V-stitch on top of the middle, the second double crochet. So again, you don't have to count or anything, you just work on this middle double crochet from your cluster, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. This is our second row repeat. So we work a V-stitch on our next 3 double crochet cluster in the middle, in the second one, 1, chain 1, double crochet, and again I go to the middle, to the second double crochet from the cluster, and I put a V-stitch there. This is a variation of the V-stitch, so this is why I called it the Happy V. The Happy V washcloth. I love this combination. It's really easy to make, and it gives us a really, really nice texture, which is also airy. It's not very dense, but it's very easy to work, and it's really nice. I like it. So 1 V-stitch on top of each second double crochet from the 3 cluster from the previous row. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet. This is my last one, and we finish with 2 double crochet in the last 2 stitches on top of each, on top of the double crochet and on top of the chain 2. And this is it. Next row will be row 3, which means we start again with 2 double crochet, and inside each chain 1 space we will place a 3 double crochet cluster. And then the next row will be the V-stitch row. So on top of the 3 double crochet cluster we will put a V-stitch, and you can continue on until you finish it. Of course, in my pattern we make 13 rows, and we end it with a single crochet row at the end to make it the same from the beginning to the end. Now, of course, you can add a loop here. Of course, you can add a round of single crochet if you want to make it more square. I felt that because I was using 2 strands, so there was no need. It's straight enough, and I'm using this as a washcloth in the bathroom, so I don't need the loop to hang it. But of course you can add anything you want and you feel. So this is a 2-row repeat. 1 row it's 3 double crochet clusters, the other row is a V-stitch on top of the second double crochet from the cluster, and that's it. And we start and finish the row with 2 double crochet to give it a frame. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bye bye.